Yo, what is up, everybody? We are here on the Willy Bobo show. I'm introducing myself as Nasir Green, and I'd like to give a special shout out to my school, Southwest Preparatory, along with Texas A&M San Antonio campus. And I'd like to give two special shout outs to my friends, Caleb and Jacob. Peace out, y'all.
Yo, what up, and welcome back to the Willy Bobo Show, everybody. Had a little technical difficulty stuff going on, but yo, we're going to get right into it. We got to start this off with a little circus called 50 Cent, T.I., and now Papoose. Look, Fifth is out here dropping Power Origin theme songs and taking shots at Tiny, threatening documentaries like he's the feds, and trolling Papoose, of all people, over AI videos. The fuck is this guy? Look, competition is the heartbeat of hip hop, and we know that, right? It's an understood one in a fraction. We love bars, but there's a thin line between sport and destruction. Why is it that every time Curtis wants to flex his bully muscles, it's always against his own? You ever notice he never goes after the corporate heads or the people outside of our community who actually pull the strings? To me, this is a classic case of Stockholm Syndrome in the culture. We've been conditioned to love the hand that feeds us drama while it starves us of unity. See, we're out here defending a troll mentality that only tears down the Black community, that only destroys Black families, that pervades Black legacies from sprouting. It's a distraction. Plain and simple. See, while we're arguing about whether Papooses' agent provocateur diss was harder than 50 Cent's Instagram post, you're not taking a good look at what's really going on, what's really moving in the world. The continued erasure of middle-class housing in neighborhoods like ours, the massive shifts in AI that are coming for the very jobs we're out here trying to secure, global conflicts that are draining resources that should be going into our schools and our streets. So please, I ask you to please stop letting the beef keep you blind, keep your third eye blind. Here's my thing. If it isn't making us better, just noise. Okay, so it's the most wonderful time of the year to me. March Madness, switching gears to the hardwood, baby. The bracket is set, I got mine filled out, and the Arizona Wildcats are sitting pretty as the number one seed in the West. That's my pick to win. I want to know yours. Everybody send it to me. Why is Arizona, to me, unbeatable? This team is deep, man. They just swept the Big 12 regular season and tournament titles. They got firepower. You've got Braden Burries playing like he's already in the league, averaging nearly 16 points a game as a freshman. And that's to think he's the leading scorer, and they have other dudes behind him that can put up points if he's not on. I've seen it. They got big size. Koa Pete, Motiechas Krivas, pardon me if I butchered his name. Nightmares in the paint. And the logic behind it is this. They play a high-tempo game that really wears teams out by the 10-minute part of the second half, 10-minute mark, right? They're 32-2 for a reason. But, of course, like any juggernaut, they have an Achilles heel. So how do you beat them? From my coaching perspective, you have to slow the game down. Hope that they have a cold night from the charity strike. You don't want to really put them there and find out, but hey, it's what it is. They've struggled with free throws. They've struggled with three-point consistency at times. Okay, pack the paint. If you're a team like High Point or a disciplined Arkansas squad that can muddy up the game and force them into a half-court grind, they just might sweat. But honestly, with Tommy Lloyd's coaching, they look like they're on a collision course with that trophy. Plain and simple, baby. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. Look, my last segment I'm going to call this Friends, or rather, the lack thereof. You see, growing up as a kid, and Generation X kid in the 80s and 90s, I was born in the 70s, friendships meant something different. If you was down with your team, your boys were always on the porch with you. If you needed a hand moving or a shoulder to lean on, they were there before you even asked. Now, these friendships, they're digital ghosts. People are so cold. They really are now. Because they'll watch your stories every day, but won't answer a text when you're in the trenches. But the minute that you get a win, that's the minute that they're in. The minute Willie Ware drops a new line or a track like Angel and all that shit starts buzzing, suddenly they're checking in. It is the highest level of disrespect to reach out to people under false pretenses. If you weren't there for the struggle, don't show up for the celebration. My people, we have seemed to have traded loyalty for clout and networking. Stay real to the ones who stayed real to you. That is the Bobo way. Thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you guys next week. You are watching the Willy Bobo Show. I'm Ox the Light. Make sure you rock that Willy Wear. Stay tight to each other. Peace.